Don't get sucked into a headline, because a headline can be very seductive. You've still got to be as fiery about it a year later, just because that's how long it takes to make these things. I'm Jeff Pope. I'm a writer, producer, and I'm the founder of ETTA Pictures, part of ITV Studios. ETTA is a production company. Primarily, we make dramas about things that have happened.
Bit worried about Sian because we don't know where she is.
We try to understand and take an audience on a journey so that they can be inside a story.
Look at this fella here. He was one of the leading lights in the far right in this country.
In terms of the kinds of stories that I want to really dig into, there's not a kind of process. It's very instinctive. I still write stories with a beginning, a middle and an end. I suppose because I started out my career as a journalist. I still am, really. It's the same process, you know. You go out there and you research it.
You heard about that lass? Never came home from school last night.
It's about something that is multifaceted and complex and takes us places that we weren't expecting.
That's me in that photograph 20 years ago.
If you're going to try and sell a big drama on BBC, ITV, Netflix, Disney, whatever, sometimes you need to hang that on a name.
I wasn't playing games, I was pleading for Sian's life.
There's some fantastic actors out there that I'd love to work with. But these sorts of dramas, you're not under quite the same pressure, because the star is going to be the story. You're kind of driven by the real people. Because you're dealing with a story that's high profile and is going to bring people in, sometimes you do get the chance to work with someone who's not on everyone's list yet, but will be.
July the 7th.
This is a major incident as described.
They've never seen anything like it before.
It's a 4-part series. It's called Suspect, the shooting of Jean-Charles de Menezes. We're talking about 2 of the biggest attacks on the capital since the Second World War, and they both happened within 2 weeks of each other. There was a lot of fear that there were going to be more.
In the next few minutes, we could have other terrorists attacking the city.
In that toxic aftermath of those events,
He's entered the station. Should he be stopped?
next morning is when Jean-Charles lost his life.
What's happening?
He's here!
And I just felt this was a story that absolutely had to be told. What we wanted to do was to understand why it had happened. It's a big story. It involves lots of different angles. My process is to kind of drill deep and deeper and deeper into the story and understand the raw material as much as I possibly can by multiple sources.
I suppose we should assume that the people that did this will try again.
The story is not from any one particular perspective. It's a bird's eye view of the story, so we go where the story takes us. And that may be into Ian Blair's office at Scotland Yard, or Jean-Charles' flat, or a surveillance officer on a bus.
This needs decisive action.
The thing that distinguishes this drama from other stories about Jean-Charles is that we were able to speak to his family in Brazil, his mother and father and his brother. You mustn't think of this as the kind of family-approved version of what happened, because it's not. We spoke to them, we spoke to as many police as we could, and we talked to them about what they heard and what was said to them and how they felt. That makes this a really unique piece. That's what I think the story does, is it really tells you how and why he was killed and the terrible mistakes that were made in the lead up to his shooting. Almost, in my opinion, even more unforgivably, why we just didn't hear the truth.
We both know the penalty
Stop that!
for not telling the truth.